Today's Mob Rules 85 is brought to you by the Games Workshop Frequently Asked Questions team, putting the boot to the hopes and dreams of wannabe major GT and RTT winners since August of 2017. The GW FAQ team, because it's not broke until they say it was.
I miss my Reapers. It's G up, G up. All right, after that really low.
I don't know, felt pretty good to me.
It felt really good, but yeah, that was the first time we kind of had like musical backing to our intro, and it was like we went from like really calm, like sadness to like our G'd up theme that gets us going, and we love it.
Dude, I'm stoked.
I'm pumped.
I'm pumped. I'm hyper. Yeah. FAQ's incoming. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, I haven't tried it yet, Danny.
Oh, drink it.
Oh.
Yeah, he's trying.
Drink the beer.
Danny
Cider.
provided today's refreshments. He brought the nice lady a cider.
It's, you know what? It's shilling hard cider. So you know it's from the streets because it's hard. But it's also sensitive because it's pineapple and passion fruit.
I figured the passion part fit
And
with
it's
your personality.
delicious.
Yeah, good.
I'm glad. And Danny, you are enjoying the drink of a generation, a nice Four Loko.
Yeah, I'm drinking a Four Loko because our
part
plan
of-
is to drink a lot of these in Vegas this year, and I need to.
Yeah, I'm kind of mad you didn't
Acclimatize
bring me
myself
any
to that?
because I'm supposed to be party to that as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. Well, I'll bring you one.
Thanks
next
for
time.
bringing me this. That's gonna trick my tolerance.
Yeah,
You just go start
Backwards.
training now.
I think I might have drank it too fast. I don't know. We'll see.
Oh yeah, you did. Yeah,
If it's-
one of those gets me real happy. So we're gonna have to make this like a 4-hour podcast so you can drive home. I of course, Danny brought me a Japanese box of Pabst Blue Ribbon.
yeah, it was fancy.
My drink of choice.
I think isn't it Pabst Brew Ribbon?
Oh, I mean, we're not racist.
dude. Jesus,
Jesus Christ, Dave! It's 2018.
just get it. I know it's hard for you to accept sometimes what year it is.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know, I can't entirely fault you. Your generation was raised a little bit differently than ours.
It's true.
It's not World War II anymore, Dave.
Yeah, Dave.
My bad.
Dave.
I know your job at the internment camp was a lot of fun. But Jesus, Dave.
Disclaimer: I did not work in the internment camp.
You never work if it's something you love.
I worked
Oh,
adjacent to the internment camp.
I was at the fair next to it. I was selling.
I
crackers.
ran the
I was sold
canteen
deep fried
at
stuff.
All right, let's stop laughing about
Oh,
internment
yeah.
camps
Wow.
and let's
Wow.
talk about Games Workshop.
So, I mean, we've dropped from the thousands that usually listen to the 12 that remained. Great job, you guys.
yeah, thanks for really sticking with us.
We
here.
can really lower the bar now.
I think we even lost my mom on that one.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
I thought
well, and your mom can take a lot.
She's been known to take a bar or two at the same time. All
Um,
right.
Hey guys, what we've been up to, Dave? Seeing as you were the butt of all the jokes there, what have you been up to?
Oh, I have to go first. All right.
yeah. Well, you know,
You don't have to.
You don't have to.
I can go
Oh no,
first
I
if you
got
want.
this.
Yeah.
I'm doing it.
I'm sure you do.
It's
All
almost bedtime, right?
You can handle a lot of things.
We have the most in-depth notes this
Dicks.
time ever for the fair.
I know,
I was like,
dicks,
what?
yeah.
So I've been doing building up some tooth and claw stuff to
Nice.
use in kill teams, which is pretty awesome. And you know, I was gifted that by a guy that I helped get a ton of Space Wolf stuff, who was just getting back into 40K.
Oh, cool.
And I let him borrow my bits box full of 200 Space Marines. Like, it's a bits box. Just make what you want, practice your paint, do whatever you got to do, and then I worked a deal with somebody for some Forge World stuff for $5. They were just getting rid of a bunch of stuff for Space Wolves for him.
Oh, cool.
And then she sent a giant bag of bits. She's like, I finished cleaning out the rest of my stuff, and here it is. And I went, oh, okay, this is more than I paid you for the first time. So, she sent that up, and so I've been. He bought me Tooth and Claw to make me feel better. But all it did was make me feel like he'd given me a responsibility. You know, like at Christmas when you get a puppy, you know, and your parents are like, we got you a puppy, but you really also have all the responsibility for it.
No, Dave, my parents never got me a puppy for
No,
Christmas.
I had to buy myself a puppy when
Right.
I was older.
You
And
know,
even then, it was just a pound dog because apparently puppies are like thousands of dollars.
they're really expensive.
Yeah.
We have to work for the things that we get.
What's
Dave.
crazy is in the UK they're only like $50, but over here like they should only be 75, but they're actually 120. It's ridiculous
pound dog?
For a pound dog.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's that different currency pricing.
That was a real subtle 412
Yeah, it was a
jab
good-
right there.
good-
Oh,
It was
joke.
so
It was
subtle.
so subtle, Danny
dude,
didn't
it
even
went
catch
right
it.
over my
It
head.
went right over everyone
I
else's
thought we were
head,
talking
too.
about dogs for a second here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Dogs of pricing.
Dogs of
Wow.
war. All right.
Yeah. Anyway,
so,
bad jokes aside,
So basically, he
Dave,
gave me
save me.
a job. I was like, all right, thanks. I've been trying to get caught up on my backlog, and you just filled it back up. Awesome. Thank you. So I've been working on that, painting some stuff up. I've been working on a super secret project, which I've finished.
It's
kind
wiener.
of. It's not that secret.
been
That's
been-
all over the internet.
Yeah, that's been everywhere.
Yeah. At this point, if you kiss somebody, you know you're kissing my wiener. Isn't that how it works?
Whoa,
Like every time you
what?
kiss somebody, that's
And there
What?
goes the
Everybody
last
they've ever
12
kissed.
listeners.
All right, peace
all right.
out, guys.
So I apologize.
Thanks for tuning in this week.
It's been good. I went on the hunt for the box games from Barnes and Noble. I hit every
Like a
freaking
space wolf.
store.
I really wish
Goddamn.
you would have made like a really like 24 style video of you trying to find these
Oh,
things.
that would have been awesome.
Bink, bink, bink.
Just 24 episodes of me
It's
trying
just
to get to it.
it's just 5 minutes of like shaky cam watching you drive, and then like 30 seconds of you walking out of breath to a counter and be like, "Hey, do you have this?" They're like, "No."
And then like the clock would show like 1 minute passes.
Oh,
Yeah, no, I managed to pick up the Space Marines Adventures and the Blood Bowl Blitz Bowl, which I'm
Oh, cool.
totally excited to play. I'm not going to paint either of them because I feel like they're better suited to just leave like that for all intents and purposes. Really happy with them. That, and I have a ton of other shit to paint
was
right
gonna
now.
say.
So it's so far backlogged, it's not even funny.
I was looking at my backlog too. I'm like, well, shit.
And then I picked up Repulsor number 4 of 5 for my Ursa list from our local hobby store, Tier 1 today. And
Wow.
Using the hashtag Dave Sucks on Twitter, I want people to kind of guess the median rounds that his 5 repulsor army survives. What do you say, Danny?
Hashtag Dave Sucks.
Hashtag Dave
7.
Sucks. I'm going to say 3 rounds.
Dude, it's
as
gonna-
a,
So
as a median survival.
that I would be really surprised. Are you running them as Iron Hands?
Yeah. Not that it matters, because the chapter tactics.
It
on
matters.
You don't get chapter tactics on vehicles.
If you cheat, you do.
Oh, my bad.
No, Dave. There's stratagems and stuff that work.
Yeah, there's stratagems that work for Iron Hands
Danny
vehicles
looks so disappointed right now.
for that you can negate wounds for and increase your armor save and do all sorts of fancy
You
shit with.
can't negate wounds. All right.
Mortal
never
wounds,
mind.
yes, you can.
From the normal Space Marine ones.
Yeah. And there's
The Iron Hands
Iron
one lets
armor.
you-
What's the there's like an armor of contempt one as well for Iron Hands.
That
itself.
ignores. Well, no, the Iron Hands one lets you move and shoot heavy weapons without penalty.
No, well, I do that anyway. So,
Well, there you go.
but what's the chapter you think I should be running them as?
I don't know.
Because I'm gonna have 4 that are painted,
I don't
4 that are
care.
painted purple, and one that's
Whatever.
Ultramarines blue.
What?
Because I can't afford to buy the 5th one, so I'm borrowing one from somebody
I
else.
see.
Just return it painted purple. I'm sure they'll be very happy.
I don't know. Let me think about it. I'll get back to you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
No problem.
I was gonna say I'm fairly certain that none of the chapter tactics actually really benefit the vehicles. So, I mean, if I was running Bobby G with it, then yeah, it might factor in. But I mean, repulsors all have flies, so that they don't need any of the. They could just leave combat and still shoot.
Maybe
anyway.
you put young Space Wolves repulsors. A little bit of keen senses for taking down flyers with your shitty las cannons.
I'm just planning on ignoring the flyers.
What? All right. Cool, dude.
Cool. Yeah. High five.
I'm done talking
At
about
this
this.
Round
point,
2.
Yeah. So using
it-
the hashtag Dave Sucks, let us know how many rounds you think Dave is going to go undefeated.
At this point, I'm just trying to say everything that I
No,
know
no.
that's gonna
I'm
upset
saying
Danny.
how many game turns his tanks will survive. I said 3.
Well, they have a lot of wounds. They could live a long
Sure.
time.
I mean, it's a good thing we're not currently in a meta where everyone's tooling to take down 26 wound knights in one turn.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's true.
I'm hoping to be middle of the pack.
Okay, cool.
As long
good.
as long as I can place in the
You
middle,
know,
You know
I'll
what
be
I
good.
love?
that's a good goal, Dave. I like your optimism.
I love. I was gonna say I really love realistic expectations. Like whenever I'm playing a tournament, it's like I just don't want to be in the bottom 3. You know, I'll be happy with that. You know, or middle of the pack thing. But when you see people who come in and like, yeah, I'm gonna win this whole thing, and I'm like, well, you know, for some people you're like, yeah, probably I can see that. But for a lot of them, you're like, well, are you gonna have a really fun day if that doesn't happen?
and that is why I have that list.
Are we playing
for me?
5 games?
It's 5 games.
5
Okay.
games,
Everyone's.
I want to go 4-1. That's my goal.
I would love to go 4-1, but I'm just bringing
With,
a list that
with
I'm just
the
going to.
one loss being in the first round, so it
No.
pares you down for the rest.
No,
of
I
the
don't,
tournament.
because then I'm going to miss out on a bunch of bonus ITC points. Because you get 3 extra points for every round you go undefeated,
Ooh.
Oh, do you?
and that factors into your final score, and then you multiply it by whatever the event multiplier is.
I would probably know that if I wanted to look up like ITC scoring, and I could probably check just by comparing points for in the latest BCP thing for Nova and whatnot.
Sure,
right?
and you can see sometimes people who are lower than other people get more ITC points because they went undefeated longer.
Anyway, so my goal is to just have a fun time and
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
really stress about it.
Good.
It should really be everyone's goal.
Yeah, isn't that? I
If
mean,
we're
that's
being serious here.
It's just a game.
Unless, of course, we have a full tournament already, in which case then I can drop out and just be the
You're not dropping
wrestling
out.
commentator for the live
I
stream
don't.
game.
I don't even know if I'm live streaming it this year.
I thought you were.
I'm thinking about it, but at the same time,
Well,
it's,
then I'll be the wrestling commentator
so
for
for
a
me,
random
like-
table per game.
live streaming is super hard. I mean, there's parts of me that wants to, because like I'm
Sure.
super free at Ursa this year. Like last year I helped judge, but outside of some promotional stuff I've been doing, and then so organizing kind of like the timetable and pricing, like all of my Ursa stuff was like organizational stuff at the start. So I don't necessarily have tons of stuff I have to do on the day. So that does behoove me to something to be like, oh yeah, I can do commentary and stuff on that, but I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, me and technology recently not being the best of friends.
Sure.
I did just buy new cables after I spent 20 minutes trying to find one that doesn't pick up Pop FM. But yeah, we'll see. Maybe.
All right. Anyway, that's what I've been up to.
Yeah.
What about you, John?
Yeah, John.
What have I been up to? No, nothing much really. I've been working hard, or hardly working as it is.
No, I think it's
I've
just
been-
working hard.
Yeah. And I mean, it's kind of taken away a little bit from my my hobby time. But I finally cracked open my Titanicus box and got my second Warlord assembled. Put the legs on the right way this time, so that's a win. And then I just need to get the third one assembled. And then this weekend or tomorrow, I'll be picking up 2 of the Reaver Titans.
Nice.
And I'm super excited because what I think I want to do is have like a real shooty Warlord at the back, and then just close combat everything else, and just run all my
Cool.
other shit up the field.
Yeah, that
And
sounds
just
like fun.
concussion
Yeah, that
stuff
sounds like a good ass time.
the whole time. And then what else are we doing here? I've been painting my Eldar, just kind of real slowly, kind of working through it. I did a couple more, colors. I'm trying to badge paint like 20 Dark Reapers at the same time. So kind of got the blue on there, got a wash on there. But aside from that, I assembled some scenery, my usual kind of fun stuff.
Yeah.
I've kind of fallen into my scenery guy role, which is good. And then, I bought a bunch of Night Hunt. I know it's Age of Sigmar, but I'm hyped for it because they're those sweet banshees that Danny was
Nice.
talking about.
Oh man, they're so
And
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was such a good deal too. I was like, I'm gonna stay away from Age of Sigmar until I get caught up with my Eldar, my 40k stuff.
Sure.
And then it was like $70 for like the Night Hunt half of the
Of the box. Yeah.
of the box.
It was a good deal, whatever it was.
Plus a whole bunch of the banshees, plus like a whole bunch of other stuff, like an on foot Knight of Shrouds, which I've been looking for a while.
Nice.
And that dude's like $35 by himself anyway.
Right.
So,
Yeah, he is.
So yeah, I picked
I
that
just
up.
bought one. Yeah.
I picked that up, and then I've been listening to audiobooks. That's kind of been my thing, like on my little drive to work, my drive home, my lunches. I've been listening to Malleus, the second Eisenhorn book. So much better than the first. And like, I love the
Is
first.
it possible that that's actually the case? I haven't managed to read it yet because I've been waiting for you to tell me when we're going to do the next book as a book review. Which, by the way, people have started.
The
saying,
people
"Hey,
started
when's the next
asking
one?"
for,
Yeah.
so I think next episode we'll probably do Malleus.
Damn it!
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah, get on it,
1,
dude.
2,
Get on, dude.
3, we got Urza's in 2 weekends. Yeah, I can do that. I can make that happen.
Oh,
No,
I
wait,
wasn't
no, I
asking your
can't.
permission.
My bad.
But no, we'll probably talk about it more next episode, and then taunt Dave with details. But I like how it kind of ramps and rises, and it builds on the stuff that was put into Xenos in a natural way. It kind of expands the characters, and like perceptions change, but people don't. And I really like the way that's all handled there so far. So yeah, I'm excited to kind of talk more about that. But yeah, aside from that, next week is going to be getting ready for our big major tournament with Ursa up here. So I kind of move back into the mix there. So I'm kind of staying away from hobby stuff for a little bit so I don't get super burned out.
Which would be easy to do.
Would be easy to do.
It's very easy to get burnt out.
So yeah, I'm waiting patiently to play Blitz Bowl with Dave. You know, it'd take forever for him to buy it.
Yeah.
So
we were just waiting for so long.
We're just waiting for so long. But yeah, I'm excited to play that. And yeah, that's pretty much all I've been doing. It's been, a real nice, relaxed couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And especially my wife's been away in training for 3 weeks now. So I do not work well as a solo project. Let's just say it that way. Because I swore she was away for like another 2 weeks, like 2.5 weeks. And she's like, no, I'm back next Friday. Like, oh, that's why I ran out of clothes. So I have to do laundry now. Oh, but yeah, personal problems aside, we're going to take a quick break here. We're going to come back with something.
Can we find out what Danny was
Oh,
gonna do?
shit. No, fuck.
That's cool, dude. I'm not important.
No, you're not. Well, we usually finish on me, just like Dave's mom.
You are the Mob Rules biscuit, so.
I am. So, yeah, I apologize. We're not going to take a break. I wish I had a record scratching sound so I can kind of start that. But Danny,
What's up?
integral part of the team.
I'll make it short and sweet, I promise.
No, don't. You can keep
It's
going.
the way that I prefer it, actually.
Yeah, so does everybody else. That's what they say about you, Dave. All right, so Titanicus. I've been working on Titanicus. I built 2 warlords and a unit of knights, but I haven't built the other one or the scenery yet because I've got a lot of so bringing me my next my next hobby project I'm working on. I'm trying to get all my Harlequins painted for Ursa. I finally got in yesterday. Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah,
there it is.
Yeah. So this is what we call an Easter egg.
Oh yeah, okay, I see.
It's been like 4 or 5 episodes since we mentioned it.
So I built. Well, I need to finish building the Harlequin models that I have. I've got a. It's never not going to make me laugh.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
so
It's good. Yeah.
I have to build the riders for all my jet bikes, but I've been airbrushing my jet bikes. I decided last week that I didn't like them being black with bone things. I decided they were going to be bone with black things. So I got my stencil. Yeah, that's a thing. All right, so I got my stencil from Fallout.
They're fantastic.
Hobbies. Yeah. So I'm going to be doing some little black checkers on them. When I get some done, I'll definitely post them up on the Mob Rules page. And then I also, in my free time, where I'm not been painting and stuff, I've been trying to play some different armies to kind of not get bored of the army that I'm playing right now that I've been playing for basically 2 or 3 months straight.
And also be familiar with your opponents, or get yourself kind of do some research on. Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm not so worried about that. But I understand.
My bad.
No, and that's I would say typically that is a really smart thing to do, is to play to play other armies, so you get an idea of what they can and can't do. But I don't know, the stuff I already know how to play against knights, and Space Wolves are just Marines mostly. So I've been playing. So I played Space Wolves though for fun, because it was fun. I wanted to see, after Don Huson won the BAO with a big unit of 10 Terminators.
Oh, Space Wolf Terminators?
No. He used Death Guard Terminators.
Okay.
I wanted to see what a big unit of Thunderhammer Storm Shield Terminators could do. So I took a unit of 10.
Have you asked Tyson? Because that's pretty much all he runs.
Yeah.
And they just die for him. So.
Well, yeah, I did much better.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
That's not surprising.
So I played them, and then yesterday, or a couple of days ago, on Sunday, I played my Necrons, because I've been a minute since I pulled them out. I wanted to see. I haven't played with Doomsday Erics yet. They're really good. I like Doomsday Erics. They're fun. So that was kind of a fun game that I got to play against Aaron. And
Would Aaron agree?
I mean, I'm sure he had fun playing. But I killed so we only played to turn 3. No, we played to turn 2. And then at turn 2, he was like, "Yeah, I don't think I can do anything. I think you just win." And I killed like 26 or 27 cultists out of his 40-man blob on the first turn.
Ooh.
So then he Tide of Traders it, right? So he gets them all back. But
Right.
I had Reaper, so that was like a huge amount of the points that I need for that.
The ITC Reaper scoring, you can only get 4 total points from it, though. So, I mean, it really doesn't matter how many models he has, unless that's all he had for troops.
But then by the end of turn 2, I had maxed out Reaper.
Okay.
So I killed 80 models, which was pretty good.
That's dumb.
So, like, Tesla Immortals are really good at killing cultists and also at killing Zangors. Like, just...
Oh, and Little Iron's armies. Mostly cultists and Zangars.
Yeah,
and
he has
Pigars
a unit of 40 cultists and a unit of 30 Zangors. So it's pretty easy for me to get that between those guys. And then the Doomsayers were killing Demon Princes when they got a shot at him. And
Okay.
yeah. He killed me down to 2 destroyers, and then all but 1 came back on my turn. And then, anyway, it worked out pretty good. So that was fun. I like Necrons. It's been a while since I played them. I think I'm going to play them for a while after this.
Yeah. De-elf yourself.
Yeah, right?
Put the elves on the shelves.
Right. Thank you, John.
You're welcome.
Dude, I'm the best. I took first place at another tournament.
First off, stop with the thunder and lightning. You don't impress me. And second, let me check out the BCP rankings. And I don't see you on there.
What?
Your TO needs to download the Best Coast Pairings app and run events on it. After the event, the results are uploaded into BCP rankings, and the best part, it's easy and free.
But I play multiple game systems.
No big deal. The BCP app can be used for any game. A ton of events every weekend are using it, from major international tournaments to local stores. And now that it's available on Android devices, you're going to have some serious competition.
There can be only one.
BCP Rankings is a fun and exciting way to measure how you or your team stack up. No matter what you play, your score goes to an overall ranking, or compete to be the best in a game, a circuit, a region, or the world.
Download the app or visit www.bestcoastpairings.com for more info.
Best Coast Pairings.
Are you the best?
And we're back.
yeah, I am.
Yeah, I am.
Heck yeah, we are.
Are you the middle of the table? Yeah, I am.
Are you hoping to go 51%?
With good
That's a winning record.
Yeah, that's what I'm on.
with good matchups, can you two come second? So I have down here, and I just wrote a sentence for you guys here, but it's I wrote down here, it's change.org to believe in.
Yeah, I didn't have a clue what you were talking about when you put it up there.
I kind of had an idea.
Do you have an idea? Well, what's your idea?
I feel like this is going to be a rant. Oh, you got me. I thought you were gonna talk about maybe some of the Forge World stuff.
I probably will as a part of it, but no, it's a little game we can play. It's fun.
Okay.
So I went to change.org, a place where if you're unhappy with things, you can create a petition and have fellow people sign this petition so other people can ignore the petition,
Or make fun of it.
or make fun of it.
I keep making a petition to have you guys, stop calling me old, but it just keeps getting shot down.
There's no supporters, but yeah, essentially.
Well, Dave, I'll show you how to use Internet Explorer here sometime so that you can.
Why the hell would I use Internet Explorer?
What's that
I'll
internet?
I'll let you make fun of me, but
I just figured
will
that
not
was-
let you. I will not let you tell the world that I use Internet Explorer.
I just figured you would use whatever was installed on your machine already because
AOL Online.
It's Netscape, thank you.
Netscape Navigator.
Oh, how to age all three of us in
You know,
one
when I get-
joke.
When I get home, I'm going to fire up that 56K modem, and I'm going to leave you
Pop in that
scathing-
AOL CD-ROM.
a scathing message on the old message
And in
boards.
7 days when it uploads, I'll be crushed. But essentially what we're going to do is I'm going to read you the title of a petition that's being put onto change.org, and I want you guys to tell me how many supporters it has.
Ooh.
All right.
Okay.
Now, is this
Okay.
a 40K based
This is all.
petition?
So I Googled.
Or at least a GW based?
Games Workshop is what I searched for
Okay.
under change.org.
How many petitions did you find?
There is 124 petitions
Wow.
that match that
did you,
number.
Did you
Is-
type it in correctly? GAMES, not GAYES?
Your intolerance this episode
Yeah,
is
dude.
ridiculous, man.
Your age is really showing right now.
Oh my gosh. You're gonna get demonetized for your racism.
We couldn't get monetized.
Just
for the
bias, man.
podcast.
I mean, like, it's not racism.
biased. I just wanted to make sure that you could type correctly. I mean,
I'm sorry. What I mean by biased is prejudiced.
It's true. Okay, but yeah, like I said, so I think we'll go the first one here. Pulls up a news story from last year. Man, these things are long. Let me think.
That's what she
last
said.
year, PETA, the wonderful People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals,
okay.
put GW on blast on the internet because plastic models of fake people in the future wore fur.
Oh.
Yep.
And how the GW needed to stop making miniatures depicting fur. Now, the giant demon hosts and like the psychers being thrown
Right.
to that's all okay. Just stop skinning the wolves that aren't on Fenris. So this is a gentleman here.
Did they name specific models?
They just kind of especially the Space Wolf range. What was kind of what they said there.
Oh.
You don't remember that?
Nope.
Yeah. So yeah, no fur clothing is what they said. So I guess it could be like Chaos Marauders and stuff like that too. But I think the main pictures and emphasis was on Space Wolves there. But this is a petition demanding that Games Workshop tells PETA where to go, because everyone knows the best thing to do to handle someone irritating yelling at you is to yell back.
Nice.
Yeah, that works for me.
It worked well. Yeah. Then
So
I just
get those kids off my
then
lawn.
I edit it when you yell at me.
Yeah.
So, they were aiming for 100 signatures for this wonderful petition. How many signatures did they get? Bear in mind, GW is an international company, and Space Wolf fans are incredibly defensive of their weak and underpowered army.
Danny, as the newest member, I'm gonna elect to let you go first to answer.
Swear to
this.
God, if he says like 1,000 and you're like 1,001,
Yeah, dude. If you Price is Right me,
It's gonna be way more than 1,000, but
really? Okay. I think it's 2,300 people.
2,300,
I actually think it's probably closer to 5,000.
5,000 people. Okay. The correct answer was 52.
That's it. Oh man,
You know, it was
GW fans are so vocal about stuff that I couldn't imagine them not jumping on the bandwagon.
I blame you for overhyping the situation.
I figured it was.
I really did, yeah. Top comments here include fuck PETA and their attempt to tell others what to do. Fiction is fiction, and it's the single most retarded concept I've read today. I don't know if they're talking about the petition or PETA's message, but that was
potato.
It all fits, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean,
all right. So, hey, Games Workshop, stop putting Slanesh in a corner. Give the God of Love some love. They were looking for 500 signatures to petition Games Workshop to show some love to Slanesh, an army with a already fantastic plastic model range.
Lots
Sure.
of boobs.
And it's pretty solid on the tabletop.
Dave, you're all about love that knows no bounds. Why don't you answer this one first?
I'm gonna actually say 45.
45, okay.
Okay, 46.
Ooh,
Son of a bitch!
Danny, you were closest without going over. It was 467
Yes. Oh, I
people.
got you.
Yeah.
Man, I wish you'd said 46.7 now. That would have been awesome.
I mean, going through the comments here. Someone said it's 4 gods of chaos, not 3. Fuck you. There's 5. The horned rat is a god.
Well, there could be. Well, what about Hachette?
Is he a chaos? Is he? I don't think he's a god.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's at least one, and then maybe
Isn't he
Mawal
the-
too.
Oh,
Shouldn't talk about that.
There
guy.
we go. Okay. Yeah. We have the stop the politically correct bullshit. There's nothing wrong with gore and tits and Warhammer. I mean, And this was 7 months ago, by the way. So right when,
Oh, okay.
Right,
So
when
it's-
gore and tits was a big deal.
well,
right.
mainly when Slanesh,
It's always a big deal.
mainly when Slanesh was turned into a giant, plot device for Age of Sigmar.
Man, it is the best plot device,
It
though.
is.
Such a good MacGuffin.
Such a good MacGuffin. All right,
Sorry.
you're all good.
All right. So how many signatures did they ask for?
They asked for 500. They go
Ooh.
467. So,
Oh, I'm going
Oh.
to say 467.
oh no, that's we already. Oh fuck! They
I'm
got
also guessing 467.
Oh, that's a draw based
Oh.
on my terrible
High five.
ability to remember.
I'm still up.
Yeah.
You're still up. All right. It's an oldie but a goodie. Start a crusade, a unique codex for the Black Templars.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
Black Templar players, I love you, but you are slightly behind Orc players in complaining about your codexes. This is a petition for people who want the Black Templars to have their own codex again.
Where does Sisters
Can
players
I
fall?
say something before
on
we
the-
Sure.
answer this question? That is the stupidest petition I've heard of in a long time. Like, okay, come on.
You did hear about the PETA fur one just a little bit ago.
No,
right?
this one is worse because I can relate to this one, and it's obviously not ridiculous.
All right.
But it is. Like, it's ridiculous in terms of game. Like, they are just another chapter. In fact, they're a second founding chapter. None of the other second founding chapters have books. So, like, get over yourselves, Black Templars. You don't have a codex anymore. Just live in the Space Marine Codex like everybody else.
I mean, in the
I would love
confines
an Iron
of
Hands
the Space Marine
Chapter,
codex, you can make a unique Black Templars army that fits the play style and composition of the Black Templars without your own book.
They have more special characters than any other chapter except for Ultramarines.
But
But
that's not a real chapter. Nobody likes Ultramarines.
Some people do.
man,
I don't get it.
I'm
Some
going to start a
people do.
change.org petition to
Get
get Ultramarines removed.
redact
Yeah.
Ultramarines.
But,
See, I'd sign that one.
yeah, I know.
how many people? How many people do you think signed that? They were looking for 500. Here.
Looking for 500. Well, I already know 2 people that signed this particular one.
Do you actually know 2 people that signed it?
Yes.
Or just know 2 people that would
No,
have signed it?
no. I know 2 people that have signed this. I know of 2 people at least that have signed this. Maybe 3. I'm gonna guess 1,200 people
1,200. Ooh,
Yeah.
Okay, Dave.
because people are dumb.
I'm going to say, well, because I don't want to go over. I'm going to say 1.
God,
Fucking
you're the
Price is
fucking
Right
worst.
rules,
Yeah.
dude.
Oh, you both lose then, because Dave, you're being a dick about it.
You didn't know that was a rule, did you?
Don't be a dick is the number 1 rule. 229 people have signed this wonderful petition.
So who are the 2 people you knew that signed it?
I don't want to say their names on the air.
Every non-codex compliant army deserves a codex, and I believe this would breathe life back into what is a swiftly oh Jesus Christ, what is swiftly becoming a dying army.
Space Marines?
Tough to. Well, that's true.
Templars are dope. Give
know, I
them
feel
their
like-
own codex. Do it. I mean, I like the cut of this guy's jib.
Yeah, this guy really seems to know what he's talking about.
They are as
He's
unique
eloquent.
as they are a unique army with a large following, and judging by lore reasons, it has just as much right to have its own book as the Jesus. Find a period, man. Jesus Christ. As the Dark Angels and Blood Angels.
his mom had found
In
a
addition, it will give Games Workshop an excuse to publish more books to increase their income. Yeah, but see, if they release Codex Black Templars, then there's just another Change.org petition that gets launched to
Oh, give me Crimson Fists
Yeah.
or
Give me
Marauders
Imperial Fists or Iron Hands.
I would take
Seriously, though,
I
give
would
me
take
Iron
a
Hands.
Codex Sons of Dorn as a thing.
Yeah.
As a like.
You know what?
array.
You know what I want. Here's what I want. I want successor chapters to have, if they're not going to have access to the relics of their parent chapter, apparently, which is bullshit. Don't even get me started on that. They need to have their own list of relics then, so that you can play successor chapters, or have like a list of successor chapter relics that they can take.
Yeah. Maybe chapter approved. Who knows?
Yeah, that's the dream.
It's another hot button issue here. Games
Okay.
Workshop and Forge World to retain 7th edition rules for Horus Heresy. This was a year ago, by the way, that this petition was made. Danny, I think, has just collapsed.
Just fucking die.
Oh, man.
God.
We should have called
I don't
this
even-
the Salt Pit. And
I don't
not
even wanna-
change.org to
I don't even
it.
want to answer this
No,
one. 'Cause
let's
I don't
not.
care.
You know what? Let's not.
I don't even.
No.
No, I mean, no. I mean, I care
You
about it. Not
should
going,
care.
I don't care about these people.
Oh, that's true. Well, I don't really care about very many people. I don't know. Okay, let's
All right, we'll play this one. But
Sure.
it's the last one unless you got something good.
number required.
They are. They are
So
the
serious.
gaming
So
It's
system.
important for me to know.
That's Four Loco kicking in right over there.
Dude, it is.
They did not actually
my ass.
specify how much to ask for. So this.
Oh,
this is
so it's an
open-ended.
open number?
It's an open
Yeah,
number.
it
Are
could
you
be-
lying to me right now?
No.
Okay.
I want to say 900 at least. So I'm going to say 900.
899. No, I'm just kidding. Like,
That's
I'm going to say like 300 maybe.
Oh man, see, you guys are missing the whole point of this entire segment. It was 46.
so.
Wow.
What you're saying is that out of all the people that have complained that they stay that they want them to stay in 7th no matter what, only 46 people cared enough to actually sign their name.
Well, also because
There were more people who wanted a Black Templar Codex.
Yeah, so that's why it's going to be 8th edition is because of people wanting Black Templar codexes. Yeah.
So you can only sign one change.org petition, and they were like, "Oh no, I already signed for my Black Templar Codex. How am I going to get them force them to stay in 7th?"
I don't want to have to create a pay account for
Oh
this.
God. I guess Heresy goes to 8th.
Oh.
As long as I get Black Templars.
If you're in the Anchorage area and need your hobby fix, head on down to Tier 1 Cards and Games. Whether it's 40K, X-Wing, Attack Wing, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Dragon Ball, Pokemon, War Machine, Age of Sigmar, Malifaux, or even Magic, the Gathering kind, not the Siegfried and Royd kind, Tier 1 Cards and Games has the space, the players, and products for you to build your forces and destroy your foes. Not in Alaska? Enjoy our snow suckers. We've got none. And while you're stuck inside, check out Tier 1's live Twitch stream at www.twitch.tv/Tier 1 Cards. Streaming ITC format, 40K starting at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on the last Saturday of every month.
And we're back, and there's an entire possibility we might have wasted 20 minutes. But
Yeah.
that's fine.
I don't know that we wasted 20
I don't
minutes.
think we wasted anything.
Yeah, it's good.
I-
That'd be our first great outro. But
Danny's got an MT4 Loco.
I'm a little wasted.
Yeah. I'm on
Danny's learning the power of Four Loco.
I'm on fruity
You have
super fruit.
boobs worth of Powerade over
Yeah.
there. And yeah, I think I put in our notes here, Service Dogs and You, a guide to the Space Wolves.
Yay.
The Space Wolves, they were called kind of like, the loyal hounds of the Emperor, things like that. I view them as more, like I said, a service dog for the Emperor. And I implore you, please model a vest on your next Space Wolf model.
On your next Fenrisian wolf.
On your next Fenrisian Wolf, just put the little service dog vest on it.
with the blind person.
This is what you do. So you have
Yeah.
Logan Grimnar on his Santa sled. You have the two service dogs at the front pulling it, and you just give him like the cane and the sunglasses.
Yeah, I was just. Well, I was
Oh.
thinking I was going to do that with Ragnar
Oh,
because he's got a couple of wolves that he can buy with him.
yeah. So yeah, but be sure to take care of your service dogs. But Space Wolves, one of the most unique marine factions out there, because they're so different. You have things like Blood Angels or like we're space vampires.
Well,
Or angels.
Or angels, whatever they decided
Yeah.
to be.
Today.
all of the codexes that actually have the Space Marine chapters that actually got codexes are all fairly unique in their way they're laid out. It's like some of their different mutations. Like even if you look at the Heretic Astartes stuff, the Death Guard, and also the
I imagine all
Thousand
Blood
Suns.
Angels talking like Count Chocula.
Oh, you think they have like a Romanian accent?
You're like blah
Blah.
blah. Dante, come to the comms room. It's like, sir, ship's ahead of us. 1, 2.
Sometimes I feel like Ed McMahon because I'll just sit here and laugh at your jokes.
yes.
Yeah, that's why we keep you around, Andy. Yeah. but now, I want to see like a Space
Angels
Marine
are-
battle barge of the Blood Angels chapter, just counting incoming missiles. 1 missile, 2.
It's been a long time
good,
since
yeah.
you Sesame Street, apparently.
It really has.
Yeah.
Holy crap! Yeah, it's on HBO now.
What?
Yeah, Sesame Street was bought by HBO,
Yeah.
so
Really?
it's all on HBO. So
Good
like,
for them.
yeah,
So
I
it's
have
super
to
dirty now.
I have to like
No, it's
scroll
not.
past
Yeah.
my like Real Detectives and like my Bunny Ranch house stories, and then like go to the.
Isn't that on Showtime? No, that's on HBO too.
That's on HBO.
Bunny
too.
Ranch?
okay.
I thought Bunny Ranch was Showtime.
Oh, it's Showtime. Which one is it?
Real Sex.
Real
Talk
Sex.
Was on,
yeah.
was on
Okay.
HBO.
HBO.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Teenage me and adult Dave loved that show. But Space
But
Wolves.
only by myself.
I mean, this generation will never know the benefits of scrambled porn.
Oh,
God, there's nothing better than seeing that boob pop up.
through
I
the
think I saw a nipple. Did you see a nipple?
It's why I'm so drawn to Night Hunt, because they're vaguely person-shaped and you can kind of see some details. But yeah, Space Wolves are super unique in look and in how they are organized, and also kind of their use, and the fact that they're pretty much horrible mutants, but they're completely okay with everyone.
Not all of them are horrible
pronounced
mutants.
Muppet.
Oh, Muppet.
Horrible Muppets.
Horrible Muppet.
I'm just kidding.
It's not easy being green.
So I don't know, like locally, like if I
Yeah.
want to talk about our little scene, we have a lot of Spaceball players.
Do.
There's a lot of Spaceball players,
And
so they've all
some
been
of them are even
jouncing
pretty
with us.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. They haven't not been mastered yet, but
Like-
you know.
Like top ranked or something.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that,
they're
right?
pretty. Yeah, they're all right. I mean, that seems to be less Space Wolves and more like a Shadow Sword, but you know. Just kidding. We love you, Mark, even though you mark us.
With your pee.
Oh yes.
Yeah, okay, cool. I'm glad.
See, I'm what's Conan O'Brien's dude called?
Andy Richter.
Andy Richter?
Andy Richter, that's me. So we all know
There's
each other's
no
hype man.
smile. No smile in that laugh.
Yeah.
It's not even
just-
close to
He's
genuine.
there for a paycheck.
Oh man. So the lore is pretty good in this book. I don't know if you guys have had the chance to check it out, like how they deal with the Primaris story.
No, so how do they? Because so like before they were like these badass assassins of the Emperor, and they would go and do like the nasty things.
That's true.
But
I think assassin's the wrong term.
oh, I'm sorry.
Executioner.
Execution
I think, is what
force.
you're
Yeah,
looking
there you go.
Execution force,
They
however,
weren't
sadly
exactly
taken
sneaky.
by the.
They didn't.
for. No, they would let you know you're there, like honk their horns, flash their brights.
Yeah, they were like that drunk guy picking up your daughter on a Friday night. You know,
Well, I haven't.
here to kill Magnus. Beep beep.
But Primaris, so we have like the Melatorin, like the giant rift breaking the universe in half, and all the kind of the storyline advancement of what's happening from this. But this is the first kind of advancement we've seen for the Space Wolf story since Gathering Storm or Rise of Magnus, or since Magnus came
when
back.
Return of the Wolfen.
Oh, Return of the Wolfen, yeah, when the Wolfen came
Rise
back.
of the Wolfen? I don't know.
Yeah,
Whatever.
whatever the fuck it was. It brought back those sweet models. Well, it brought those
Seventh
sweet
edition
models.
stuff, right?
Back in 7th edition was kind of the first real big progression of story was
Oh,
with
man.
Magnus returning, with the Wolfen kind of coming out, and then kind of just the destruction pretty much of a lot of Fenris too. So yeah, how does the new codex deal with this here?
So, there was like a great. So basically, the Indominus Crusade like swung by the Fenris sector because the Fenrisians were all like,
Honk
we're,
honk. Hey, we're crusading over here.
Sup,
Anybody
sup?
want to go?
So,
You guys got any wolves?
I understand that reference.
Yeah, right. All right. Anyway, so they drove into the galaxy. They drove into the Fenris system, and the Space Wolves are rebuilding everything after Magnus like took a giant shit on Fenris, right? So
Well, he's pretty big, so
I mean, it would be a big poopy.
Do demons shit?
I don't know. I think they do.
was that a poopy?
I said poopy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I don't do. You would assume they'd have to.
I'm trying to fucking keep it PG
What's that?
over here, Dave.
Because I think
I
Deep-
fucking appreciate it.
I think demons fuck. Because like the whole Slaneshi thing. I'm sure
Nurgle.
in books they've been fuck.
Nurgle demons take shits everywhere.
Do they
And
take
just
shits
drop-
or do
yeah,
they just
take
are
a
they
shit
No,
and
just
it's a new
shit?
demon?
No, they okay. So
All right,
I just read Lords of Silence, the
Sure.
new Death Guard book.
God, stop reading so many books.
Dude, I read a lot. I'm sorry.
I
That's
can't-
2 episodes from now, Dave.
Yeah. God damn it.
And like the one lord is constantly like cradling like Nurglings, like cats. The Nurglings act like cats in there. Like it's great. But like it talks about them like shitting in the corner of his arm, like gleefully, and like they're pooping everywhere.
Oh, so demons do shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot.
I mean, some of it's got to fall
Do
out
you
of those
think
intestines.
Magnus shits like a bird or a person? Where if like he poops, it like smashes through a whirlwind's window, like and just kind of.
That's if he's,
that
if
pilot
he's
a
flying
really
along.
bad day?
Oh,
Oh, sorry, Alexa.
okay.
So I don't know if he has an anus.
Do you think he's ascended past the need for anus?
Maybe.
he's of Zinch, not of Slanesh. Okay,
But he's all about change.
So maybe sometimes he has an anus.
probably signing every petition.
This seems like we're going a little bit off tangent here.
So Space
Hold on.
Wolves.
Well, can we? I could get us back on tangent.
Okay, get us on
because I
tangent.
imagine that Russ kind of shits like a dog. You know, like he just dropped
He's
power pants and bent over, but he's
no, dude. He
give you
just
that
poops his
1,000
pants.
Yeah, he doesn't have,
He
he
gave
doesn't
you
have
that
time to
1,000-yard
shit.
stare directly at you.
No, he
while
poops
taking a
right in his
deep
armor,
breath.
dude.
Wait, doesn't the armor
marathon
trends? Doesn't the armor change poop into nutrients? I think
Oh,
read
No,
yeah,
because
it
they
does.
actually, I believe they just plug up the butthole of a space marine when he's created. Although a Primarch might be different. Who knows?
No,
That doesn't make any sense. Why would you do?
you said you were going to get back us back on topic.
I'm trying to
today.
get us back on
damn it,
top. I'm
Dave.
talking about Russ right now and poop. We're mostly back on track.
Power armor takes poop and turns it
Yeah,
into
but
protein.
Do you think he
What
has
about
a
a Primarch,
flap to
though?
Marcus territory? Like, because he's got to piss on stuff, right?
Do you think that is that how they pass
Do you
messages,
think?
Danny?
Do you think Space Marines have dicks, John?
Space Wolves just
They
gotta
got
walk
my dick message.
The Russ circa M41.
That's how they can tell.
That's how
Russ
the
is
wolf
still
would know
alive.
he's returning.
Yeah. Just leave
Did
it
it work, Russ?
They got my dick message.
All right.
So Primaris.
Yeah.
So they're
okay.
integrating the Primaris
Yeah.
after they dropped by and said, "Hey, what's up? You want to come crusading with us?"
So, well, no. Gulliman's like, here's all these space wolves.
they didn't work for me. Maybe they'll work for you. Is that?
No, he's like, yeah, here. This is, these guys belong with you. You should, take them in. And so the Wolf Lords had a big debate about it because they're like, who the fuck are these guys?
I like it's kind of like when you go to your grandma's house, but she's old and she keeps giving you shit, but you really don't want it. But at the same time, you don't want to say no, but
Right,
you really
right.
don't want the shit that she's giving you.
Right? Yeah, like a
But you
butterscotch
really
candy.
need
Oh,
like
this
20
is
bucks, but you
so-
don't want to take that.
Sorry,
hog.
Dave. I don't know. I know how
So
much you like
awesome.
butterscotch candies.
It's Werther's. Thank you.
The
Butterscotch.
original.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, like Dave.
First of his name. Anyway,
King of the Andals.
so of the first and the first man.
I'm just gonna sit here and keep drinking.
Anyway, okay,
you guys are funny.
So there's Primaris Marines, right? So there's a big debate about whether or not to integrate them, and eventually, Grimnar is like, well, it's a lot of extra Marines. Like, we could use some. We don't have very many dudes left after Magnus, took a shit on our planet, right?
Out of his changing
Bird
butthole.
style.
Sure. Yeah, it's bird style.
Bird style.
Bird style. Does that mean he doesn't urinate? All right, I'm sorry. We
Yeah.
need to, like,
Come on, stay on focus.
I'm sorry. It's
Dude,
very
no
hard.
more Four Loco for you on
So-
recording nights.
No more full loco for him on recording nights.
I'm gonna have to I'm gonna.
All right, Dave.
Dave, stay on
Stay on
topic.
topic.
Jesus.
I'm sorry. I'm so getting us off.
So they have this big argument, right? And he eventually convinces everybody to let them keep the Primaris back into, or let the Primaris in. So, which was a tough argument because the Space Wolves are like, this is just another way for Gulliman to enforce his rules on us, dude. Because they don't want to accept the Codex Astartes
Right.
because they
Right.
think it's bullshit.
And
he's-
also, they haven't done it for 15,000 years.
Right.
Right.
So Grimnar's like, all right, guys, just let's do it this once, but let's not bow to them in the future.
So Grimnar was like, just let the Primaris tip in, and we'll see how it feels.
So what they do is they actually end up making them run all the same trials that they do to the blood claws before they let the aspirants become blood claws.
Mm-hmm.
So they strip them naked, throw them in the Fenrisian wilderness in the snow, and say, okay, find your way back to the Fang. Good luck.
And the Primaris are like, what's a fang?
But most of them come back.
Yeah,
Most.
the most.
It was 90% or something, right?
And so they thought, well, I don't know, I don't have a number. It just said some fair few did not, which I did not like the way that they wrote that sentence. Anyway, so they thought also that the Primaris were going to be a cure, a panacea, right, for the Wolfen gene.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh yeah, these guys are probably immune to Curse of the Wolfen.
Probably because they're like Emperor's children, really.
Right. Because they were bioengineered by Call.
Right.
Nope, they were totally affected by Curse the Wolfen. They one of the very first engagements they had, like a bunch of intercessors go crazy and start rifle butting some Dark Eldar witches instead of shooting them with their assault bolters. Like they run up and start hitting them.
So that seems like the kind of thing that Guilliman might have cottoned on to.
Well, no, because they weren't around the Wolfen, because the Wolfen are what trigger the change in them, oftentimes.
Well, then why not just put the Wolfen on Fenris and never have to worry about him when you're out fighting?
Because they bring the fight.
Because the Wolfen like help the other Space Wolves to go nuts.
So
They want them to go nuts.
Yeah,
They just don't want them to stay nuts.
because it makes them into berserkers.
Yeah. Whoa. They don't turn to corn now.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, they turn.
Fearsome fighters
That's
that
right.
know no fear and are immune to many wounds and don't stop fighting until they die.
and love chain axes.
And then explode into
sometimes-
further attacks.
Anyway,
So corn. No, kid.
Right. So this has been Corn of the Wolfen, and yeah.
so let's talk about some of the unique units that they have.
Yeah, because I think out of any kind of codex, I mean, I know Blood Angels have a lot, but I want to say that Space Wolves have some of the most unique units out of every other Marine book.
Yeah, like all of
Yeah.
their heroes are different, right? In some, at least a small way, maybe even a large way. Like the Wolf Lords, which are basically your captain.
Yeah.
Like have the option to take a Thunder Wolf, which obviously no other Space Marine chapter
Well,
has
not,
that option.
not the Primaris Wolf Lords, but
Well, yeah, but they're not real Wolf Lords anyway.
They're wolf lieges.
I'm just kidding, Dave. Those are real Wolf Lords. I know. It's because they're too heavy.
Yes, they're too
They'll
large.
break the back of the Wolfen.
Or
The wolf.
they're
because Call
rotund.
left them with a butthole.
They're not going to poop on the wolf till it dies. Dave.
Is that why Primaris Marines are bigger than other Marines because they have no buttholes, so they just like grow in size
Yeah, there's-
slowly?
There's
Someone
no
goes
room-
to
there's
Yes,
gotta be
they
a place for that stuff to
absorb
go.
matter.
Yeah.
Someone goes to touch
filling
their
up their
their
feet.
Huh.
abs and it just moves because it's just.
So did you just basically say that Primaris Marines are full of shit?
Danny,
Only
did
the intercessors.
Did you just spend 3 minutes setting Dave up to say that Primaris are full of shit?
Sometimes I'm clever.
You know, sometimes.
Sometimes, not often. Anyway, so their other heroes are very different too. Like they have the Wolf Priest, which combines an apothecary and a chaplain. The Rune Priest is the only psyker that gets an invulnerable save from the Space Marine books, unless like it's a special character. Or you take Terminator armor, and even if they take Terminator armor, they have special Terminator armor that makes them suffer.
Okay. Well, they can take special Terminator. They don't get.
Yeah, they don't
They
have
don't
to.
automatically get
But
special
it's
Terminator.
it's 5 points, man. I mean, you should probably take that.
Yeah.
I mean, at that point, just go with Nigel Stormcaller and call it good.
No, he's a good choice. For real, he's really good in this.
I like that
this
he's
book.
called Nigel.
Well, it's Niall, right? I mean,
No, it's Nigel now.
Yeah, I'm
In
sorry.
the new
it's
book, they respelled
NJAL.
it.
That's Nigel.
okay.
It's written by British people. It's Nigel. It's not written by Swedes or Norwegian people.
No, I just have an image of this dude coming up in a wolf. It's Nigel. I was like, "What, mate? How's it going?"
Well, that's Australian.
No, that's Southern English. Go on, mate. Trust me on this.
Just go with it.
Go with it.
Don't
Yeah.
argue with him.
Don't argue with me.
I heard that once before.
I want
I regret it
you.
a second now.
Just don't do it. It's better that way.
Yeah.
It's better if you don't fight. Just let it happen. All right. So anyway, other special units they have the Wolfen, of course.
Yep.
Which are great. Let's see. They have their two different
you got the wolf cavalry instead of bikes.
Thunderwolf. Well, they also get bikes.
Right. But
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. Thunderwolf cavalry is slightly better than the bikes, isn't it?
No,
It depends, right? I mean,
it's
so
situational.
like the bikes have the option to get a lot of like bolter shots, which the Thunderwolves don't. So if you want a fast shooty unit, you take the bikes. If you want a unit that's going to crush face in close combat, then you take Thunderwolves. And even then, I don't know that Thunderwolves are like
No, because
they're not as good as they used to be.
No, and like I faced a bunch of bikers, and they decimated me like crazy. Like,
Oh,
they just
were they the
shot-
Wolfguard
yeah,
bikers?
Yeah, Wolfguard bikers.
Yeah,
Like rapid firing, and like I think the unit 9 of them did like something stupid, like 40 shots.
yeah, because so they can take a Storm Bolter and the Twin Bolter on the bike, so they can fire 8 shots per model.
Okay.
Yes, that was it. It was
Which
like
is
80
brutal.
shots, and I don't care how many invulnerable saves or saves I have. I'm not surviving that.
Right.
and it was brutal. But yeah, so they have those unique units, and now we have the Primaris into the fold as well.
Sure,
so
right.
that
Well, and then they have their special dreadnought with the axe and the shield, and they have a new wolf and dreadnought, which is good.
I can't wait to see that model actually.
No, it's in the kit.
yeah,
You just use the Venerable Dreadnought kit to build it.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
So like they're
I
not
thought
changing
it was
it.
coming out of the Repulsor kit, or Redemptor kit. Sorry.
No, it's a little dready. It's not.
But I'm super excited to see kind of how people would convert that. Because, I mean, like, at the same time, it's, a regular dreadnought, and there's just the dude on the inside that's a little bit different. But one would assume that they would kind of maybe revere it, maybe kind of do it up a little bit better.
I think you're supposed to use that wolf skull head.
Oh,
I think
yeah,
that's
yeah.
what they talk about in the book. Like, they say that they have, like, a wolf head on the... Anyway.
Okay.
Which I think looks silly. But they can have, like, a dreadnought... like they have, because the Space Wolves have a special dreadnought close combat weapon, and that's it's called like a frost claw or something like that, or a wolf
Right.
claw, or great wolf claw. And they also, in addition to the axe, and the wolf and dreadnought has an axe and a claw, and then you can swap either one of those for a blizzard shield if you want to, which is the 4+ invulnerable
Right.
save.
Which is still good.
Very good. Even though it got a little bit of a nerf, that's okay.
Yeah.
I think a 3++ is
It was
not something big model should have.
No, it was a little... When combined with the toughness and the wounds and all that other kind of
Yeah.
stuff, it was rough. But I still think kind of like a 50% chance of shrugging off any wound is really good.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's not as good as it used to be, but that's okay. It happens.
I agree.
So they now have... Well, what's kind of like some of the history of the Space Wolves, Danny? I mean, you've played the Army before. Where did they kind of fit into the Imperium?
Well, they don't take shit from anybody, right? So they're like,
Except Magnus.
Yeah, well, they don't have a choice.
he enforced his shit upon them. They're notorious like rule benders. Like they do what they can to like kind of stay outside of the Imperium's purview and like make their own rules. And that, I mean, them being rebels in that respect is cool because they're also like good. Unlike a lot of the other like 40K armies, sure they have like some shades of gray in their list, but they're more a very light gray when compared to some of the other some of the other agencies in the Imperium. Like
Right.
them and Salamanders are probably the most humanitarian of all the chapters.
Honorable.
Oh yeah, for like
sure.
to a fault.
Okay.
For sure. And they don't get on with the Inquisition.
No.
At all. That's something kind of we found out in some of our Beast Arises books, that Space Wolves don't like the Inquisition.
Not a lot of chapters do,
function.
though. Really.
A lot of them, well, even if they don't like them, respect their authority, whereas Space Wolves will more likely accidentally kill the Inquisitor and just like, he disappeared.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
We'll frag him.
Oh,
We were
where
in
is
the
this
firefight, then he
Inquisitor?
died.
He should have been there a week ago. He never made it to this system. He must have run away.
Your wolves look really full.
What a healthy coat.
All right.
It's shiny.
So we've talked about some of the unique units there, Danny.
Let's talk about the generic units so that are the same. Tell me
yeah.
about the tactical squads.
like,
No,
They don't have
I
them.
mean,
Right.
we talked about their kind of their unique units, the way that they've got stuff going on. How do they play?
So Space Wolves are
the
traditionally a mid to close range army. Like I would say they usually play at arm's length, and but are not afraid to mix it up in close combat because nearly all of their units get bonuses in close combat, as per their chapter trait, which gives them +1 to hit in the first round of combat. And also lets their heroes make 6-inch heroic interventions, which can really catch some people out. Like that is a really powerful ability.
Right.
Yeah, no, 6 inches is huge.
As I tell my wife.
As I tell my wife, if only I could get that extra 3. But that heroic intervention is huge, and what that does, and like Danny says, if you're playing kind of Space Wolves, is that medium to close range army where you still have that shooting threat, but kind of what you're trying to do is kind of make people avoid you almost, and with that 6-inch heroic intervention, you're controlling how your opponent moves around the table.
For sure.
Because if you put kind of one of your characters down, kind of near or within like 6 inches of an objective or of a unit you don't want kind of destroyed, me as a player, I'm going to think twice about charging that unit because I don't want to mess with that wolf lord yet. So like just having that presence and that board control is super, super helpful.
It's really powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we saw this last with the knights where they had this similar kind of thing where pretty much if you were on the table side of a knight, you could be heroically intervened. So it really kind of helped with their board control when they're such a low model count army.
Yeah, and I think that is something that people didn't really give a lot of credence to until the Knights book came out, because I don't think they realized quite how powerful heroic intervention is.
Oh, yeah, for
until
sure.
they got heroically intervened by a knight.
Yeah. And I mean, even to your point, Danny, like, I think heroic intervention is something that's really underutilized on the table in this edition.
For sure.
Well, a lot of people don't know that, you can do it in your opponent's turn. So, I mean, a lot of,
That's the only time.
That's the only time you can do it.
Okay.
But, it's like, if... like, for me, like, Azerman, I will always try and heroically intervene Azerman.
Heck yeah, throw him into anything.
I
right?
throw him into anything, and you can pretty much kill it. And I just like it's so helpful. Like heroic intervention, I think, is one of the most underutilized rules that can really help turn the tide for you for an army. And the fact that you now have like Space Wolves with these crazy close combat characters that can do it like far further than anyone else, kind of really is just crazy. Yeah.
It's real good.
But yeah, so it really helps with their board control, especially because you're going to have a lot of kind of probably more elite units.
Yeah, it's not a low priced book. There are not like any cheap units. Everything costs 13 or 14 points, pretty much at minimum.
And I think we're seeing this now where like that's kind of how they're balancing some of the more elite armies with the later codexes is with things like the extra heroic intervention range. Some of the stratagems are just kind of really helping increase your board control. I think that's kind of where we're seeing the balance. And I would be really interested in kind of seeing like maybe like a Grey Knights book from this kind of rule building aspect. Because I think they've learned a lot over the last 12 or 13 books.
I think that there's a lot to go through with the normal Marine and Chaos Marine book as well as Grey Knights.
Yeah.
Like you can make I think you can make a way better Marine list.
Yeah. Yeah, it's super helpful, and like I said, I really like the way that they've been doing it. What are some of the kind of standout units for you in this book here, Danny?
So things I really like, Longfangs are great.
And that's their heavy weapons.
Yeah, those are
much,
basically
right?
what they're called. Those are their Devastators.
Mm-hmm.
So they get to pick a unit at the start of the turn, and they get to reroll once to hit against that unit.
Which usually for normal Marines or any other army, you have to take kind of like a captain to kind of hang out and babysit them so that they can have that ability.
Yep,
so.
exactly. And then one of their stratagems is really amazing called Keen Senses. And for one command point, they get to ignore all penalties that you would take for a unit from shooting their weapons.
Mm-hmm.
So that means like if I walked my heavy weapon Devastators up the board, shot at an Eldar flyer that was more than 12 inches away, and he popped his stratagem so that I couldn't hit him at all, I could just say, no, I'm ban one. I'm going to ignore all the penalties that you have.
Agents Effect.
Yep. Oh, okay. Sure, they could do that.
Let's be honest. If you're shooting an Eldar flyer, he's got Agents Effect on the back burner.
Maybe.
I've been trying to move away from it because I felt really scummy taking like 80 points of shit to take one stratagem.
That is a pretty shitty thing. Like only a real shitlord would do something like that.
I know. Thank you. I've been trying so hard. Dave, what's kind of a standout unit for you for Space Wolves?
Honestly, I love Murderfang. But I love Murderfang just because his name is
I think
Murderfang.
you like it just because I was going to say the name is Murderfang.
To me, it just sounds like a dreadnought. It just a big, badass dreadnought that charges across the battlefield, doesn't give a crap what you're shooting at it, and just wants to get into combat and slice and dice you to death.
So he had a name at some point,
Yeah,
but
it's Murderfang.
nobody remembers what it is anymore, so they just call him Murderfang.
Okay. And he on the table is
I
ridiculous.
should know what his name is.
No, it's not. There's. I don't think there's been a recorded name ever.
He is ridiculous. He is.
Oh, yeah, he's totally
in combat. He's strength 12. He has 5 attacks. He reroll. When he charges, he gets an extra 2 attacks. His claws, he rerolls, fails wounds. So you're pretty much wounding
They're
on
lightning
2s,
claws.
Yep.
rerolling.
Or
anything.
3s at the worst, like if you're attacking a knight.
Yeah, and each of his things is just a flat 3 damage minus 3 to your save.
Yep.
Pretty much anything that you point Murderfang at, he will murder.
And he hits on 2s on the turn he charges too because
Yeah.
he gets +1 to hit.
Yeah, he's pretty gross.
He's gnarly.
Pro tip: kill Murderfang before he gets into combat.
Which is hard because he's a character with less than 10 wounds, so he's immune to getting shot at ahead of time.
As long
Sometimes
as you,
take that allied Tau sniper drone detachment.
that's what you use. That's what this, that's what the Space Wolves are using intercessors for.
No, that's
Murder Fang chaff.
no. It's Fenrisian wolves, man.
Because you got to keep up. Murderfang moves 8 inches. He's a fast boy.
Dude, you're not shooting the intercessors anyway. Let's be honest. What are the odds you're going to not roll 2 or better for your advance?
I like to think that your intercessors in every Marine army.
The intercessors have a purpose in every army. In
They're
Space
just
Wolves,
kinda-
it's chaff. In regular Space Marines, it's to hold objectives in the back line.
I like to think they're all just kind of sitting around in the back line kicking a rock every now and then like they hear a noise and point their revolters and they're like, oh, nope.
I don't know.
I don't think they spook quite like you just did. You guys couldn't see, but John jumped, and I'd like to think that intercessors just while
I
they're
would
kicking
like
the rock,
to
just
think-
shot one shot at something, killing it.
I like to think that they
thinking about
have the mentality of a stormtrooper from Attack of the Clones,
Well, you
where
would
they
be
have like no
incredibly
brain.
wrong at that.
I'm gonna bring a 60 intercessor list someday.
Stop. I can only get so erect.
He looked me right in the eyes when he said that. It was very uncomfortable.
Dave's like, that's my gimmick.
No, my gimmick is tons of repulsors.
That's just your new gimmick.
Repulsors and Dave. That's weird.
Repulsion and Dave. I'm not quite sure how he works on the table anymore, but I would say the standout unit for me for this codex is old Papa Claus, the Logan Gribnar on Storm Rider. That's him on a sleigh, right?
Oh, he got a lot better. He got a lot cheaper.
Did he get? Oh, he got cheaper.
He
I was
got
gonna say, did
cheaper.
he get better? Because he just kind of looks.
He's now a 2-up save.
Yeah, they gave him a 2-up save instead of his
Oh,
3-up, which is
okay.
nice.
He moves like at least 10 inches a turn. You reroll failed charges for him. He has a 4-up invulnerable. And he has a kind of the standard things where you don't need to roll morale within you're in 6 inches of him because he's a badass on a sleigh. But mainly that model for me kind of marked the start of GWs. Let's see how batshit crazy we can make our model line. Because I think the biggest release before that was like the Knights, right? And then for that release for the for the Wrath of Magnus shit, it was Wolfen, and then wait, is that a chapter master on a fucking sleigh? And then ever since then, it's been kind of like an impending uphill of just random weird shit. But like I said, I don't. The fact that he needs wolves to tow. In fact, here's why he's a badass. He doesn't need those wolves to tow his sleigh.
No.
He could do it with his mind through a very simple link, but it looks badass as hell. And you can convert it to look like Santa, and by God, you should. But it's just it's amazing, and I love that model. I just
Merry Xmas, kids.
yeah, Merry Xmas, ho ho ho, giving out skulls. It's so good. So I mean, hearing us talk about demons' penises and whether Magnus poops or not, you're probably asking yourself at this point, should I start a Space Wolf army?
That's what I was thinking.
I mean,
Luckily for me, I already have one. So
so something.
I have enough bits to do one.
So
myself,
something we asked Danny to do, and something I think if we're talking about armies here from here on out, is kind of think of like what's a really kind of nice balanced 1,000-point list, like a good starter Space Wolf list if it's something that kind of you want to collect and you want to kind of go off of, and why it is. So Danny, what would you say would be kind of like a real nice balanced all around 1,000-point Space Wolf list?
the 1,000-point list that I came up with is I don't want to say it's a good all around. Well, it is. It's a good all around list. It has some decent board control. It has bodies. Anyway, so I started off the list with what I think is probably one of the best units in the army, which is the Wolf Lord with a jump pack, a Thunderhammer Storm Shield.
completely agree.
Yeah, he's so good. Like, there's a stratagem that they can take. That,
Captain Flufucker, because Smash Fucker is a Blood Angels one. He'll be Flufucker.
for sure. Right. He's a wolf fucker. That's his name.
No, that's Magnus.
Oh, good call. There's a stratagem called Seeking a Saga that you can take, and what that does is you pick a Space Wolf's character, and if he attacks a unit that has a higher power level than him, he gets to reroll all failed to wound rolls. So I like him, and I like to give him the Wolfenstone relic so that he gets +1 attack. So he's swinging at 5 attacks. In the first round of combat, he ignores the -1 to hit from the Thunderhammer. So he's hitting on 2s and rerolling failed wound rolls against something that's big. So you can take him into a knight or something like that. Like I just recently did this against a Shadow Sword, and I did like 20 wounds to it in one turn.
So the Wolfenstone can be used with it. Doesn't it affect all of the models around him?
Yeah, any unit within 3 inches also gets +1 attack.
So if you had like a unit of 3 flu fuckers, is that what you said?
Yeah, if you
Flu fuckers.
Flu fuckers.
Sure,
Wool
sure.
fucker.
He would hit, and if you charged with all 3 of them, managed to get it all in, and he had the Wolfenstone, that'd be what, 15 attacks?
15 strength 8 attacks.
Yeah, that's pretty much
You
destroyed.
know that meme on the internet where it's like the one white chick on the couch surrounded by very large black guys behind it?
No.
Yeah.
We go to very different internets.
No, we don't. I know you're familiar with that.
An image of that size would take forever to load on my home computer.
That's
56K, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But Danny, that is a physical, like a pictorial representation of what 3 wool fuckers on one thing would look like.
So the other HQ that I chose in this list, I'm just going to change that. That's a smooth transition right there.
Away from the
No, it was not.
Is a wolf priest with a runic axe, psychic hood, and runic armor. Now he's got some really cool abilities. First of all, you can cast one of his powers treats any Space Wolf unit within 6 inches as if they're in cover, which is really nice. It's Stormcaller.
Isn't that only after they successfully cast something though?
No, you're thinking of the stratagem.
Oh, am I thinking? Okay.
So then you can pop the stratagem and also give the -1 to hit.
Right. Okay.
Which is really great. Like, so that kind of leads into the next part of it, where I have 2 units of 14 Blood Claws, with a Wolf Guard leader with a Power Fist, and the the Blood Claws also have a Power Fist on the pack leader.
So Blood Claws are the regular, basically troop choice Space Marines. Correct?
So Blood Claws are like the scouts of Space Wolves, because they don't give their like initiates like wimpy like carapace armor. They say no, we're gonna give our guys full blown power armor, and then we're gonna let them charge up the field and berserk stuff to death. So if the Wolf Guard battle leader in the squad is dead, or there's not a Wolf Guard unit or a character within 6, they have to declare a charge if they're within 12 inches of the enemy. But they also get +1 attack on the turn they charge. So if I combo up these squads potentially with the Wolf Lord with Jump Pack, I can get them up to 4 attacks apiece, hitting on 2s, rerolling 1s. And the Power Fists would be
hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s.
4 attacks apiece, hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s, which is pretty nice. And so anyway, so those are a good close combat unit, and that's kind of the center line board control unit that I have. The other troops choice that I took in the battalion was a unit of 9 Grey Hunters with 2 plasma guns and a power sword, and then a Wolf Guard leader with a combi plasma and power axe. So this unit, you can use another stratagem that the Space Wolves have pretty effectively, which is on the hunt. So basically, you place the unit off to the side in reserves, and then starting on the second turn, because you can't you can bring them on the first turn in your own deployment zone, but basically you can set them up anywhere within 6 inches of the board edge, and 9 inches away from the enemy. So bringing in a unit with 3 rapid firing plasma guns, like anywhere on the table, is really nice. Like that can really
for sure, yeah. Especially kind of that AP on that plasma gun is really nasty.
Exactly.
Especially
And then
if
they're
you
a good
overcharge.
and then they're also a good close combat unit because they all have bolters or plasma guns and chain swords.
Yeah,
because they get that as
so OP.
well. I mean, it just gives them all an extra attack, right? So they get like
That's
a lot of attacks, which is nice. And the final choice that I took, and I love Long Fangs as much as anybody, and I took 6 Long Fangs with 5 heavy bolters. Now this is a sexy unit. Like I just like to start off.
I will have to say, I when I saw your list, your 6 Long Fangs are a good choice. But why the heavy bolters over las cannons? Because in a list like this, you're not really packing anything other than the ability to close with like your Wolf Lord smashing into stuff. How are you going to deal with the heavy armor and everything else if you just got heavy bolters?
Either those or the Blood Claws, because the Blood Claws can throw a lot of Power Fist attacks. Because I can throw 6 Power Fist attacks per unit which is pretty decent. I mean, it won't kill. It usually won't kill vehicles in one turn, but it'll probably kill them in 2.
Yeah, but the blood claws still have to get there. Is what I'm saying.
Sure, that's why there's 15 of them.
Only 2 have to get there.
Okay. I'm just asking because people are going to ask.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
You know?
That's fair. And if I was going to say this army has a deficit, it's long range firepower. But I think that that's a common theme in a wolf army.
I think this army has a deficit in that it's not, housebroken. But
But anyway, let's get back to Longfangs because I actually think I can plink off quite a few wounds off of vehicles with them.
okay, what stratagem are you using to increase the heavy bolter from a 5 to a 6?
From a 5 to a 6, what?
Well, to get the strength up from.
The strength value doesn't matter. In fact, 5 is roughly the perfect number.
Because if you think about it, most stuff you're still wounding on 5s.
Right?
Right, but you still got to roll that way. I've seen people roll.
But
Sure.
so like if you look
so
at
not everybody
say,
rolls as well
so
as you do, Dan.
there's a stratagem.
An Imperial
Okay.
Knight, you're winning on 5s.
Oh, so there is a stratagem.
There is a stratagem.
Okay, I'm listening.
So first of all, you can take keen senses, so they can literally walk up the table and still fire their heavy bolters without penalty.
Right.
And then there's also Wolf's Eye, which you can target a unit of Longfangs. First of all, they can pick any unit on the table, and as long as they shoot at that unit, they get to reroll 1s to hit automatically.
Okay.
Wolf's Eye lets them choose whether they want to reroll all failed to hit rolls or all failed to wound rolls. So I get 15 heavy bolter shots that reroll 1s to hit and reroll failed to wound rolls.
And let me tell you the
Okay,
power of
so-
re-rolling failed to wound rolls with strength 4 things. It's very powerful.
Yeah. You're Eldar, it doesn't count. So, Space Wolves, I want to ask. So the Longfang's negative modifier, remove all modifiers.
Sure, keen senses.
Is that affected by the order in which you do it?
So give me the example where that would make a difference.
All right. So what's the thing that you just did to? What were the stratagems you just used?
Okay,
In
so
your example.
so let's say I'm going to use keen senses.
Okay.
Well, first of all, I would probably use Wolf's Eye first.
Okay.
And see if my opponent had anything that they wanted to.
Assuming that
Try
your
and mess
opponent
with me.
didn't have Vect or didn't have any way to negate it, you would do that first.
Okay,
Okay. And then you did Keen Senses,
sure.
which is, how does Keen Senses read?
So first off, he would Wolf's Eye, which is use a stratagem in your shooting phase when a unit of Longfangs from your army is chosen to make its attacks.
Okay.
You can reroll either failed hit rolls or failed wound rolls for that unit that phase.
Okay.
And then Keen Senses reads, use the stratagem in your shooting phase, choose a Space Wolves unit from your army. This unit doesn't suffer any penalties to its to hit rolls this phase.
Okay. I thought Keen Senses read that it erased modifiers.
Oh, yeah, no, it's not modifiers. It's just negatives.
Okay.
Negative modifiers. So the other thing that they can do too, which is really neat, is if they're close to the Rune Priest, they can use Chooser of the Slain. So Chooser of the Slain is like an interceptor that as long as my Rune Priest has line of sight to an enemy unit that comes on the table,
So good.
and
That
the
ability's so good.
and the Longfangs are within 6 inches, I can shoot at them with a -1 penalty.
But if you're already
yeah,
Keen
but if you're already
Senses,
using Keen Senses,
there's no penalty.
But I think I can only use keen senses in the shooting phase, right?
yes.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
So I don't get to reroll 1s, and I don't get to, but I can still pop. Oh no, I can't use Wolf's Eye either. But still,
But you're
it's
still-
15 heavy bolter shots that I get to shoot at somebody without
Literally
reprisal.
every
Right.
game turn. So
basically
in
a-
your
a
turn and
main
his
blade
turn
with
and
a,
your turn
heavy
and their
bolter.
turn and your turn and their turn.
So that should be a priority unit for somebody to kill.
yeah. Yeah, that's stupid Rune Priest.
Well, I was going to say the Longfangs, but
Yeah.
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Rune Priest is also good.
But no, it seems like a super good army. Like for me, like when I asked you to make like 1,000-point Space Wolf list, I didn't expect to see a bunch of dudes on foot and heavy bolters, you know. But like I said, explained out and kind of going through the way is like you work from the stratagems up. Like what, you know, you have these special rules. How are you going to best use them to kind of move stuff along? And just there's a lot of synergy on the go in your list, Danny.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's a real fucking synergistic list.
so synergistic.
So synergistic. But yeah, like I said, we didn't really talk about mostly kind of like how Space Wolves were or why Space Wolves were or who Space Wolves were, but mainly kind of talking about the Codex.
Sure.
I feel it's a good book.
Yeah, I think so. There's been some negative press on it online in that like people don't feel like they feel like, oh, it's just another Marine book. The Marines aren't worth it at this point in time. I think there's some viable choices for a competitive army still in this book. And I think that it needs to be played a little bit in order to like have those come to light 100%.
I think it's not, and I think people were expecting, especially with the last few codexes, that it would be like, it'd be really obvious right away what the one.
Well, yeah,
build
like
out
Blood
of the
Angels,
book was.
because
Right,
like a lobotomized orangutan can play Blood Angels well.
right. Well, not well, but he could play them and win, just because of the way that list is set up. But like I said, I think with Space Wolves, it's bizarre because
He doesn't listen, so it's fine.
if you're looking at the way that the army is, it's a real finesse army.
Yeah, I could see that.
More,
It's very elite, right? Like,
right. It's very elite. I think there is less forgiveness to mistakes that you make. And like I said, I think it needs to be played really cleverly to kind of get the most out of it there, rather than something where, it's not like you're just putting two Thunderhammer dudes in red armor, flying them up a table and hitting things with them.
Sure.
Well,
You
yeah, 'cause then
actually
you'd be playing Blood Angels, but
Who would do that?
I feel like the Space Wolves actually has a little bit more give and take than
Well-
that. Like if you make a few mistakes, you're not completely.
Well, I mean, it's not like it's Dark Eldar where, like, if you make a few mistakes, you have a bunch of dudes with a 5-up save just kind of sitting out in the open. But so you still kind of have the little bit of forgiveness of the Marine armor. But like I said, I would still it's one of the harder books to play, I would say. You have a lot of options, and the problem is all of the options are expensive.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean that goes the same for just trying to play all Primaris. And I'm just saying they're all expensive. So like if you make a mistake with a high priced unit, then you're screwed. But I feel like Space Wolves, with some of the awesome synergies that they do really have, actually have a little bit more staying power in case you screw up.
You can do some rad stuff. Like you can definitely get like Terminators up to 5 base attacks apiece if you combo up a bunch of units right.
Right.
Oh yeah, and Wolfguard Terminators are what best Terminators in the game right now, aren't they?
Well, I don't know. I wouldn't go that far, but they're pretty good.
All right.
I don't think they're as good as Blight Lords, but that's neither here nor there.
Oh well, I meant on the space. I meant on the Imperium side of things.
Yeah, I could see that. Do you count the Alaris Custodians?
Oh, those are literally the best Terminators.
No.
Okay, all right. Then yeah, they could be.
Apart from this unit, that's the same beside.
Deathwing Knights are also pretty good. Like I think they're really
Oh, that's
underrated
true.
too.
Yeah.
But regardless, Wolfguard Terminators are great.
Yeah.
You should take them.
Yeah, like I said, it's a good book. There is an instant builds out of it, which I kind of like. I'm still like, keep them 12 inches away from you, because when they get within 12, then they're going to hurt a lot.
Yeah, you got like things to watch out for if you're playing against them. Don't let the Wolfen touch you. Shoot the Wolfen.
No, yeah, do not let Wolfen near you.
So shoot the Wolfen. Don't fight the Wolfen.
Because otherwise you
can
become
help
a
it.
Space Wolf, right?
Yeah, no, they'll bite you and
On
you
the-
turn into
on
a
the
Space
full
Wolf.
moon.
Well, it got to my
next
personal
full moon,
experience with
yeah.
Wolfen was like I had a ranger squad that was kind of like hanging out, and I got charged by Wolfen, and the dude started gathering up his dice, and I'm like, no, let me just pull this squad off here. Let's
Let's save you some
No,
time.
we can roll for it. I'm like, let's just assume that your 80 attacks against my 5-up save isn't going to work out well for me.
Shockingly, I don't
Yeah.
think my 5-up save is going to save me against those Thunderhammer hits.
But yeah, shooting the Wolfen, great idea, and they're super popular right now. I think because they're amazing models and rules wise are pretty good on the table still.
I know it's unpopular opinion time. Normally, every time I
Where's
open my
my
mouth,
boo button?
but I actually don't like the way Wolfen look. The models themselves. I really like the idea of Wolfen.
I don't like
And-
their hair.
Yeah, I just.
Like it looks like it's all like I don't know, like and I don't like some.
Because you put in fucking downers.
Is that what this is?
What is this?
You brought the reins from.
Go stand out in the rain, you downers. Nothing wrong with the Wolfen models.
We
Oh.
didn't say there was anything wrong with
Sorry,
them.
it was a really short
Just-
rainstorm.
Yeah, it's over quick.
What is this? In Africa?
Yeah. Wow. I looked, and I am
Is that
actually on the BCP rankings. I won my last tournament.
Wait, no, lightning didn't strike twice; it struck once.
That was
No,
a good Dave crack.
Oh, that's pretty good.
All right. The models themselves just don't do anything for me.
Oh, Dave, Jesus Christ!
It's not like I'm going to be masturbating in a corner thinking about Wolfen, unlike some other people I know. I'm just saying.
Wow.
Wow, yeah. Sorry, I found soundboards now.
Don't bring Mark into this.
No, I found the wolf in charge noise.
Release the hounds.
Oh
That's
man,
great.
we've been sliding off topic so far. I
You know
think,
what?
yeah.
Eh.
Y'all don't listen to us for advice. I mean, there's good nuggets hidden in this episode, but that's what you got to take us for, nuggets.
Really, what you got to figure out is
We're all just nuggets.
We're all just it's nuggets.
how Magnus's
very-
nuggets actually hit Fenris. Was it bird style or did he drop down and
Tell us on Twitter.
yeah?
Right. Okay.
Hashtag Dave sucks.
Hashtag Dave Sucks. Good times. But yeah, like I said, Space Wolves, they're great. We got super off topic. Do demons have buttholes? I think is literally our next topic. Because I want to talk about demon physiology. You know?
All right,
so shit.
Sure.
Maybe we'll do
So we're
demons
gonna
next
do
time.
anatomy next episode.
I think we'll just do demons next episode, and then that'll give you an
demon
extra
dicks.
2 weeks to read a book.
About demons.
Oh yeah.
Spoiler. Sorry,
Oh,
Dave.
sorry.
I don't know if you knew there were some demons in that book. In the Malleus book. Oh, dude,
Well, that sounded just like me.
don't
Yeah.
make fun of my laugh.
No. It just said laugh deep. Okay. I'm
All
gonna
right, someone take the soundboard.
Yeah,
away.
yeah, okay, yeah.
That's it.
I'm going
We're
away.
done with the
That's-
soundboard.
I'm done now. Signboard, and I will now edit all of that away.
I don't
so
think you
that-
will. I liked it a lot.
You
did
should keep
too.
it in there.
I'm going to keep
Yeah,
it in
it's
there.
good stuff.
But
But yeah,
Keep
Space
it in there.
Wolves.
Don't take it out.
Space Wolves, 2 out of 10 would not let go in balls.
Earl Hagen was a legend. In 1960, he whistled his way into Hollywood and into our hearts. Decades later, he made a comeback, lending those lustrous lips in the 1980s to such bands as the Scorpions, Guns N' Roses, and Pat Benatar. A half-century after his humble beginnings, he's at it again. This time without cumbersome musical accompaniment, he'll have you wetting your whistle and whistling along. His new album, Earl Whistles Disney, is sure to be a hit with all generations. Order now and receive a bonus album, Earl Whistles More Shit, a collection of previously unreleased material of Earl's favorite songs through the years. On this bonus album, he demonstrates his newly mastered technique of inward whistling. Order yours today on compact disc or double-length cassette. Also available at fine retailers such as Walgreens, CVS, and participating Sam Goody stores. Earl Whistles Disney. Buy it today.
And we're back, and the soundboard has been safely wrestled away from me.
I wouldn't
I
say
actually
it was
wanna
safe.
say-
I still have bite wounds.
Yeah.
I want to apologize for how much fun I had.
Okay.
Hold on a second. I just was recovering from that super passive aggressive mark you just made.
Yeah.
It was the eye roll on top of it that really made it. Hey, guys, thanks for making it all the way to the end with us today.
Oh man.
Oh, today, I think
You're a trooper if you
we're,
did.
yeah,
Yeah.
we're in hobby overload this couple weeks. Dave, I know you and Danny are both preparing armies for Ursa. Dave, you also painted 30 assembled tables this week as well for Ursa this past
but that
couple
wa-
weeks.
That was actually fun compared to building actual models
Really?
and doing this stuff. Yeah, it really
Yeah,
was. It was so mind numbing. It was just like put paint on roller, roll roller on wood, done. You know.
How long did it take you?
Do you want the real answer?
No,
Yeah.
I want
What
you
I
to.
told Gene.
I want you to.
What's the
what did you
real
tell
answer?
Gene?
Gene will not make it this far. As soon as we
That's
start
true,
talking
you're
about
right.
buttholes
Penis,
and
she's
stuff, yeah.
Literally 25 minutes.
Ooh.
How long did you tell her?
Like 4 hours.
Oh, okay, nice.
Okay.
Enjoy that store credit, man.
Shit, I didn't get anything from it.
Oh.
I got told I needed to start showing up to run the kill team nights on Wednesday, and I was like, "What?"
You're like, I'm good. Dave, what you got to plug? I want to say thank you, Dave. Our wonderful glasses arrived. Our Mob Rules glasses.
Oh man, they're so gorgeous.
They're great. I'm
We
gonna show
gotta
you.
film something.
We're gonna film something.
I'll
Get
get
the
the,
proper in view of them. But yeah, where did those come from again, there, Dave?
Those are Wargaming White Creations, but actually she sold so much stuff after our last plug,
Yeah.
because all of you awesome listeners apparently went out and bought a bunch of stuff from her,
Mm-hmm.
that she is out of everything.
Oh,
You,
sweet.
you know, that's a great thing to hear, though. I think potential advertisers, if you want to really listen to Marvels,
If you made it past the buttholes, just wait till we get to the plugs.
We'll get to the plugs, and we will.
There's
plug
a
those
joke
buttholes.
there.
There's
Your
no
stuff, yeah.
buttholes and plugs. Those two things
Right.
don't meet in our plug section.
unless you're making Warhammer themed butt plugs.
You know, so she's
And
she's
I will
taking
plug
a
your
hiatus.
plug.
I will advertise that.
So you can get for $8, you can get a Warhammer themed butt plug from your local hobby store.
Yep.
And
It's beautiful.
it also
class.
doubles as a miniature holder.
and a
With Dave's weird painting sex dungeon, where it's just someone like on all fours with a mini sticking out their ass in the holder. Stop moving! I'm trying to do the eyes.
sorry, I'm gassy.
And that's something I would like to plug, actually.
Yeah, a gassy butthole.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, thank you for those Wargaming wife creations on Etsy. Hopefully she'll be back in stock, and as soon as she is, we'll let you all know so you can get her out of stock again. Danny.
I honestly don't have anything this week. I haven't bought anything.
Oh my gosh. I know, it's me too. It's
Shocking.
been like the weirdest
Yeah,
thing. My
I mean,
wife's away for a month, and I
I'm glad you
literally have
mentioned
bought
the-
nothing. It's crazy. Oh, we also got our wonderful dice bags from Grayed Out.
Oh, yeah.
Dice
Oh yeah,
Bag
those look
Productions.
super cool.
They look super cool. They are an initiation gift to all new members of our team,
Oh, yeah?
Danny.
If you any members of the team will get them. I got just enough for the current members.
But I'm looking forward to that second run when I order new sparkly dice with a different logo on them for season 2 of the ITC.
Well,
Ooh.
I don't know that I can work a special deal to get season 2 dice bags. I think he actually because what he ended up doing was actually sending out and getting that fabric printed, like a real fabric person made it. I imagine it was
Instead
just a
of
bunch
like an
Oompa Loompas.
imaginary.
Well, instead of just
Here's this
just,
crappy snake drawing. Please,
yeah.
please print this on this
Right.
fabric.
Well,
Like
let's
instead of
explain.
screen printing, you know?
There was like a way better thread of that. I photoshopped a crappy snake drawing, which then your buddy Cody cleaned up, which we then sent to someone who sent to someone to print onto
Oh, yeah.
a thing.
that particular crappy drawing has been around the internet more than my dick at this point. So
I mean, no, it hasn't. True. Let's just not. Let's not exaggerate
so I guess
here.
yeah, no, and he and his Grayed Out is also on hiatus, but that's because he and his wife just bought a house, which gave him a lot more room to be able to make more dice bags. Oh wow! So they're moving. He's moving, but he has enough of that fabric left over to create 4 more bags for us, which I
Ooh.
have already ordered in case we were getting any more new members anytime soon.
Yeah.
To our SNCC-based
Our
team.
ITC
Our ITC.
competitive team. Please check us out on Best Coast Pairings.
Right.
We're doing okay.
By the way, I'm 2,500 on Best Coast Pairings right now.
Didn't that get deleted?
Nice.
I
Nope,
think that.
it hasn't gotten deleted yet.
Yes, then that means I'm still stupidly high on
So,
Eldar.
so I'm feeling pretty good. I'm right up there.
Yeah, there you go. So you get yourself on the table. You only lose if you don't play. But yeah, I
Or if
also
you take your phone off of airplane mode, apparently.
Jesus.
Daddy got excited about rankings.
Yeah.
I know. I wanted to look.
I wanted to shit. I had something too that I wanted
wanted to
to
shit?
plug. Yeah,
Which style? Bird style or like a dog?
I don't know, Dave. Check.
Staring directly
Human
at Dan.
style.
I don't know, Dave. Check your windscreen.
Oh, that was
Please,
excellent.
please do not shit on my truck,
I won't do it again.
figuratively or literally.
Oh, he didn't shit on your truck.
Just
Shit
at.
in your truck.
Oh, in? Oh,
In.
not at.
I'm gonna
He just ran by. It was a run by shitting.
final plugs. A week from when this podcast releases, Battlezone Ursa, Alaska's
Oh, yeah.
biggest miniature wargaming tournament, is going to be happening. It's going to have a 40K major event with more than 50 players kind of testing their mettle in an ITC championship tournament event. If anyone is listening to this and is planning on going, please get your tickets, show
Yeah,
up.
it's gonna sell out.
And it's going to be, like
what I heard.
a super popular event.
I already have my tickets.
I possibly am streaming it on Twitch, and I'll be sharing that through all of our Twitter, so you can kind of see some really good quality ITC. I think we've talked about this before. The skill level of players in Alaska is surprisingly high for how backwaters we are.
Not to humble brag or anything, but we're better than you. Not me,
Unless
but
you're
other players. in
unless
Alaska.
you're in California. I think California has this beat pretty hard right now.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that we have very many people in the top 10 on the West Coast right now because they just had a bunch
Nova.
of. Well, no, they had Bay Area Open and a bunch of other stuff.
It's not a real event.
Once we get this event on the books, hopefully we can push some more people back up.
But yeah, like I said, so feel free to check us out on that. A lot of people work really hard to kind of bring these events, so we appreciate everyone's continued support on that. And then I totally spaced on what else I was going to talk about. So it's obviously not important whatsoever.
It's still pretty important. So you've got Ursa, you've got the major GT. We're also doing a doubles 40K doubles tournament before
Dave
the major.
with the plugs before me. Yeah, so there's going to be a really fun team tournament in the morning beforehand. Some feedback we got last year from our 40K players was they didn't like it when I scheduled them to start at 9 a.m. for a GT. So we moved them to later in the day, and we plugged that little gap in the morning with a real fun team tournament run by Joe Peterson. He's one of our local guys who knows how to really run fun events. And the idea is there's going to be some real, like, kind of good, serious, competitive ITC style events in the afternoon. But if you want more 40K from that weekend, then you're going to be able to kind of play casual games in the morning where your brain's not going to explode before the main event.
We are also setting up, from what I understand, challenge tables of certain things. You can play Kill Team if you want to challenge. You finish your game of 40K in the GT early. Kill Team only takes about 20 minutes to play if you know the rules completely. They're doing challenge tables where you track whether or not you win or lose, and
if you win, you get a prize.
Yeah.
Well, whoever has the most wins at the end will get a prize.
Dave's hoping for a second year of small skirmish game combat wins by being the only one to play.
It's true. I mean, sitting at this table, I am literally the only person to take first place in an event at Ursa in the history of Ursa.
I
you win
actually
the first
won
year?
the first 40K
he won
tournament at
Damn
Ursa.
it.
Yeah.
Sorry, dude.
Ursa wasn't
In fact,
real then.
not only did I win the 40K tournament,
God,
I
stop
won the
talking.
Malifaux tournament and the Infinity
Well,
tournament.
that's not fair.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, there's also
He's
gonna
a
be
triple
Malifaux
threat
and,
champion.
Warma Hordes.
Yeah,
X-Wing, all sorts of gaming
all
stuff.
major tabletop games are covered at Ursa.
Yep.
I'll be taking lots of pictures when I'm there. Well, I know, Dave, I'm going to be talking to you. We're going to be shooting some real high quality cell phone stuff when we're there.
I got
we're
a
gonna be
brand
getting-
new phone just for this.
We're going to be.
I promised to try
we're
not
gonna
to
be.
break it before Ursa.
There's going to be a lot of
Good luck.
YouTube kind of coverage on it. Oh, I remembered the other thing. Thank you
Okay.
for displaying. Like kind of. What's the word? Shit, I forgot the word I was looking for now.
Okay, this is great.
But no, Dave, we're all taking part in a challenge, including Danny, about making a 40 millimeter objective marker out of bits that someone on Twitter put out.
Oh, cool.
That it was an open challenge.
I forgot to tell you.
Oh yeah, it was an open challenge. Danny, you were tagged.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
you actually
Okay, I
were.
remember that now.
So yeah, we're all going to be delving into our bits box and creating what's that? An objective. I think the thing was something that
Relic.
could be picked
The
up, like
relic.
the relic. We're going to be making a relic on a 40 millimeter base.
Okay.
So I have a few ideas of stuff I want to do. Dave, what do you want to do?
I'm not going to tell you.
Okay, good, because I'm
Ooh,
going to
I
tell you
already
what
know
I'm
what I'm
doing.
doing
Yeah,
mine.
I know what I'm doing. Mine. It's poop based.
Ooh.
Damn it.
Did you guys
So
think
was-
of the same thing?
So was mine.
Bird poop or human poop?
Mwahaha.
You'll just have to wait and see.
Huh?
Ooh,
Yeah, we'll see.
now I'm excited
gonna
and
I'm
aroused.
going to get...
I can tell. Please sit down. But yeah, so
Get that thing off the table.
so we're gonna be back next episode. A quick audible. We'll be talking about demons and the warp and kind of things like that because I think there's a rabbit hole of fun stuff to go down there. Also, we're gonna be very tired from Ursa.
Yeah, it's going to be...
And then
I took Friday and Monday off,
I can't.
I didn't take any of them off. Why did you take Friday off?
I took Friday off.
just in case I need to finish my army.
Sweet. Can I send a couple repulsors your way? Because I did not get Friday off.
Fuck no.
All right.
I can't take Monday off because of my job, but that's fine. I have Friday off as well, so I can.
That's true.
Yeah.
All of the ships come in on Friday down at the docks.
if I'm free.
That is your busiest night.
I got your back.
So
On the docks?
No, to help him unload stuff.
Oh.
next episode we're going to be talking about demons and kind of denizens of the warp. Kind of segues nicely from Space Wolves and the ones that got lost in the warp that we didn't talk
Had
about.
a few.
And
We
then
talked about the Wolfen.
episode 86. After that, we're going to be doing Malice. The
That would be
second
episode 87.
episode 87. We'll be doing Malice, which
And we're
is
so close to 100.
the second. We're so close to 100. I'm so excited for 100. I might even start combing through old episodes for highlights. It won't take long.
I hope you have archives of them someplace, because
They're all available for free online.
they're not. They stop at a certain point.
Oh, on our
Yeah.
on our back end, they
Yeah.
don't.
They got deleted on the back end.
No. Well, on the plus side, we're not very good. So
Yeah.
there's no highlights. So yeah. So I guess so.
It's really weird you guys started on episode 37. Why would you pick 37 to start your podcast?
It just seemed like a strong number.
It did.
Yeah.
It's a strong number. But yeah, for Mob Rules, I've been John.
I've been Dave.
I've been Danny.